Well, it has come to this, ladies and gentlemen. The mainstream is all in on gold. We had Bank of America come out and call gold being at 3,000 by 2021 in 18 months. They then came out and said silver will be at 20 in 12 months. Now we have Steve Forbes, the founder of Forbes magazine, saying buy gold. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. Before we begin, you know I have to say what I have to say. Please like the video and please subscribe to the channel if you are new to help get this economic evangelism out there. Let's get into it. Let's see what Mr. Forbes said about gold. Now I'm going to read his quote. If you put, say, $10,000 in the stock market a year ago, you'd have $9,000 today. If you'd put that $10,000 in gold, you'd have $13,000, $13,500 today. Since stocks reached their high in February, gold has outperformed them by a good margin. Well, gold is a hedge against government blunders, and that's what people fear today. So yes, you should put some money into gold, but only a fraction of your portfolio, say 10%, no more than 10%. Why? Because gold is not an investment. Now, that last sentence, gold is not an investment. What exactly is an investment? Now, after he said this, he says then, it's not like you're investing in a business that's making a product, and then he starts talking about the stock market will always bounce back, in the future. And I actually do agree that certain businesses, their stocks, their public stocks will bounce back eventually. And when they do, and when I see some stability and some fundamentals come back into the equities market, then yes, I will invest in certain companies. That's what I plan to do. But to say that gold is not an investment is, at this moment, somewhat ridiculous. Because if you think about it, think about the way that people purchase homes now. This is all semantics, honestly. But if you were to go to some mainstream financial planner, they would say, yeah, your home is an investment. Now, most of us, especially those of us who have heard Robert Kiyosaki say this, he would say your home isn't an investment. But the mainstream says it's an investment. It's all semantics, honestly. It depends on what you do with it. It depends on how well you stack it in your portfolio and what you think it will do for you. Now, for gold, in this particular time, with everything that is, basically undergirding the economy right now, you can't help but not look at it and being somewhat speculative about, what could possibly happen in the future with the price. Now, obviously, it's going to keep going up. But for those of us who think that gold will go up even higher because of other things that are happening with the economy, we're investing in that. So for me, I have a portion for speculation in which I am investing in gold. And he is also right in saying you need to have a hedge. And I also have a portion of my portfolio that is specifically for a hedge. It's my additional, you can think of it as a rainy day fund that I plan to never touch unless I am knocking on, the poorhouse, so to speak. But I will have a portion that will be used and will be traded for speculation and for investment purposes. Now, I am also going to, just point out that, hey, when everybody is talking about gold, even the mainstream, it should raise some eyebrows and some red flags. But it should also be somewhat of a positive, because the gold market is a very small market. And when all those dollars start rushing into it, it's just going to keep bidding up that price even more. Now, we know that the gold price right now is based on some really strong data and metrics. That's one of the reasons why I like looking at it as opposed to equities. Because right now, on as I'm recording this Wednesday of April 29th, stocks went up because Gilead said that they had some good trials or whatever happening with their drug. You know, I at least to me, I don't want my I can't measure that. It, whatever Gilead does and whatever they announce, I can't predict that in the future. I can't base that on any data that I have right now to help guide me in the future. That's why I always feel unsure sometimes about the equities. That's one of the reasons why. But at least for gold, I have a certain set of metrics that I can look at and use that help me, or that work pretty much almost every single time. Negative real rates, inflation, um, uh, constant printing and monetary policies, uncertainty, uh, ETFs, just so many metrics I can use to start gauging if things are going to be turning for the best for the gold price. Um, I say that to say, once people start getting in and start bidding up the price even more, then it starts to feel a little bit like kind of Ponzi-ish a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that it is anything near that, but I am saying that when people get in, you're getting a lot of weak hands. And then those weak hands are then eventually going to want to sell off. But for those of us who have stood in this, in the precious metals for a longer period of time before the weak hands got in, we'll benefit more so than them because they're getting into it at the very end of it. And most likely many of them will probably lose their shirts in it. And then we'll continue to have the same rhetoric touted of people saying, gold didn't do much for me in the last downturn. I got in around, most likely later in the curve, and it didn't do anything for me. Well, yeah, because you should have started earlier. Buy low, sell high. That's that's the mantra of any time you're getting into speculative endeavors and investments. You buy low, you sell high. Again, now that portion of the conversation has nothing to do with the safety side. Now, obviously, I do appreciate Steve Forbes saying, hey, always have 10% of your investable assets in gold to protect yourself from government blunders. I really do appreciate him saying that. But what do you guys think about Steve Forbes and other mainstream analysts and others coming out and saying, hey, get gold, get gold, get gold, or get silver, get silver, get silver? Let me know in the comments section below, and let me know what you guys think. Thanks again for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. It's Black Bullion.